What is the number one indicator that your partner, spouse, or friend, or whoever will take your life, will end your life, will end your existence, will send you to meet your maker? What's the number one indicator? Go. Did you say strangulation? Because if you did, you got it right. You know what I mean? If you said choking, you also got it right. Choking, strangulation, cutting off your airflow are all acceptable answers right here, right? Because that's the number one sign in intimate partner violence, that they will take your life, that they will send you to meet your maker, right? Of course, if you're new here, I'm Lee Hammock. I'm a clinically diagnosed narcissist, here to give you the inside look at the mind of a narcissist, or the mind of an abusive person. I always say abusive because I keep getting ready to say emotional abuse, but then I used to say emotional abuse, and it just flows like one word, and just I'm not going to cut it, because we don't cut stuff over here. We don't cut our flubs. We are flubbers over here. Flubber. Y'all remember the movie Flubber? Wow. Flubber from back in the day. That's wow. That's an old movie right there. Robin Williams. You remember Flubber? Drop it in the comment section. Drop a thumbs up in the comment section. Or green circle. Drop a green circle in the comment section if you remember Flubber. That's a crazy right there, y'all. But seriously, it is, y'all. Do y'all understand how many people that I talk to on my Zoom calls, through my text messaging service that I now offer over mentalhealness.net, that say this right here? They say, hey, Lee, my partner strangled me, but I don't think they will take my life. I'm like, put that in, ask ChatGPT that same thing. Google that and see what you get. Who told you? Who told you that? Oh, they did. Of course they did, right? Of course they told you that. Of course. Why, y'all? Why wouldn't they tell you that? Seriously, why would they not tell you that? Of course, they're going to say things like that to mess with your head, to try to invalidate you, to try to diminish what they have done. If they strangle you, they will take your life, right? That's the number one predictor in a homicide and domestic violence, is this right here. I know, and sometimes some of y'all like that. That's the way right now. Let's go ahead and get that way out. Let's go ahead and get that out of the way right now. The old BDSM elephant in the room. Some of y'all like to be choked. And some of them like to do the choking. That's consensual. That's bedroom stuff. If you are arguing and then they do it violently, that's different. If you really can't breathe, like code word, you say your code word pineapple. Let's say your code word is narcissist. Your safe word is narcissist. They still doing it? No, they're trying to take you out of here. They're trying to teach you a lesson, right? They're trying to teach you a lesson. Seriously, 100% right there. Because that really is crucial. It really is. 700% more likely to take your life than not if they strangled you, man. Come on. Do y'all know how many people that I've spoken to that have been strangled and go back into the relationship? And I tell them straight up, y'all, look, your partner's probably going to kill you. I can't even mute myself by saying unalive right there. I was like, you're probably going to die. And is that enough to break some of them? Yes. Lisa Sunny, I told her that, and she broke her trauma bond and left her relationship. Other people say, I will take my chances, because they're so trauma bonded, they're so steeped in the domestic violence that their brains have been warped, man. Their brains have been warped because medically, think about it like this, y'all. Medically, if they cut your air supply off when you're in surgery, that could kill you, right? That could take your life. So your partner is doing it intentionally. Your spouse is doing this intentionally. Cutting off the airflow and blood circulation to your brain can cause, it might not even take your life. It can cause serious injury, or it can cause serious injury. That type of stuff is crazy. They will end you. They will take your life. And guess what? They'll take your life and blame you for it. Blame you for it. We were arguing and they choked me first. I know I'm 6'2", 278 pounds, and they are 5'1", 120, but they choked me first. And I had to defend myself by strangling them with both my hands and broke their neck with my bare hands. I'm sorry. It's not my fault, though. It's their fault. They agitated me. I'm the victim here. Would your abusive partner say some crazy ass stuff like that? Probably, right? Probably. And there's so many victims of this that minimize it. Oh, they were just getting rough. Oh, it's not that bad. You got handprints around your throat. I did a call I did a Zoom call. I've done so many Zoom calls. I don't know how I'm not traumatized, y'all. Honestly, I did a Zoom call with a woman one time, right? She was sitting in her car and she had handprints on her throat. She had handprints on her throat, literally had handprints on her throat from being strangled the night before. Her husband was in jail for strangling her, and she was talking to me about how to get him help. She was still worried about him, how to help him, not worried about herself. It was wild to me how this can mess with your mind. It's so wild to me. And that was one of the first calls I ever did. That's been 5 years. That woman has successfully left their relationship, got his ass locked up, has moved on, and is in a happy marriage right now. So shout out to her. If you still watch my videos, shout out to you. If you don't, good, because you elevated, right? You in a different part of your life. Good for you. But that's what I'm just saying, y'all. A lot of times it can be difficult to prove that somebody strangled you because all strangulations, all choking doesn't leave marks, right? But you still need to document it. You still need to document it. Even if you don't have marks, even if you don't have a picture, write it down somewhere. Call the police immediately. Do something. Sometimes calling the police can be dangerous, but use discretion in these situations right here because you want to be as safe, you want to be as arduous, and you want to be as meticulous as possible when you're trying to survive this, when you're trying to get past this right here. So use discretion, of course, but be as safe as you possibly can in this situation. Document all of it. Document it. Make sure, because sometimes people are not going to believe you. I don't believe you. I don't believe that. That's why documenting is so important. Even writing it down in a journal helps out, right? Calling the police, calling somebody, letting somebody know that this happened, right? Letting somebody know that this happened is important. Document everything, man, seriously, because this is what goes on right here. And sometimes it's an escalation of things. Sometimes it doesn't go straight to strangulation, right? Sometimes it doesn't go straight from just zero to strangling you. Sometimes it goes from zero to pushing against the wall with their hand right here. Then it goes from that, pushing against the wall with the hand around your throat. No, look, just not even gripping, right? They don't even grip, right? Then it goes to push you against the wall, squeezing your neck a little bit, not even fully, right? Then it goes to fully squeezing your neck. And I can't even do it to myself. It's so horrible, man. And then sometimes it goes from two hands. Sometimes it goes with a pillow over your face. Sometimes it goes from them being on top of you with their full body weight, two hands around your neck, strangling you. You don't know if you're going to live again, right? And what could be so traumatic? That same woman whose story I just told you about when she had the handprints in her neck. The wild thing is, like when he was on top of her, just like I just described, right? Strangling her with two hands, full body weight on top of her, right? And then when he got off of her, you know what she did? She sat in his lap and she kissed him on the cheek and thanked him for not killing her. I know you love me because you didn't kill me right there. You could have. That's how broken she was. Man, it's crazy, ain't it? That's literally how broken she was. To this thing, it can warp your mind, right? It can warp your mind. And this sometimes on the way out, when you finally decide to leave, is when they escalate to doing this dangerous ass stuff. They escalate to actually being the lethal person that they can be. Even if they've never hit you before, even if they never put their hands on you before, even if they never raised their voice at you before, sometimes they can escalate when you're on the way out the door because they don't want to lose that control. It's all about control. At the end of the day, it's all about control. They don't want to lose their control, so they escalate these behaviors, right? They escalate it. They absolutely do, right? And not only this right here, sometimes they'll strangle you and sometimes they'll strangle you and they'll put a damn gun to your head or gun to their own head. They'll strangle you and then threaten to harm themselves. Y'all, how psychotic is that? These people are dangerous as hell. And some people go back into these relationships because they're so mentally damaged. They're so mentally down. They're so trauma bonded. You're so broken that you go back into this type of stuff. Lee, he strangled me and then put a gun in my head. Then he put a gun in his own mouth and threatened to pull the trigger. I'm like, oh my God, how traumatizing is that? It is not your fault, y'all. It is not your fault that this happens, right? It's not your fault somebody can't keep their damn hands to themselves or weapons to themselves or whatnot, right? But if it does happen, don't minimize it. A lot of people minimize it because you don't want to believe, like I just did a video about cognitive dissonance. You don't want to believe that this person who told you that they love you is actually threatening to harm you and take your life. It's actually you actually get their hands on your throat trying to end your life. The person who told you that they would never hurt you, the person that told you that they will protect you forever, the person that told you that they will always be there for you is now strangling you and threatening to end your life and threatening to end their own lives, right? It's hard to believe that. That's when you go into a state of cognitive dissonance where you have two competing truths, the illusion versus the reality. The reality is this is a very dangerous person. The illusion is they only hurt me because they love me. You see how that goes right there? So it's just like when you get out of this stuff right here, y'all, you don't want to validate the danger. You don't want to blame yourself. A lot of people do this right here. It's understandable to go through these stages where you feel like it is your fault. You shouldn't have stayed. You blame yourself and whatever the case may be. But just think about this. If you have children and they strangle you, they'll probably do something to your kids as well, right? Ask, what's your psycho ass dude name? Watts, Chris Watts strangled his wife. Maybe he strangled his wife, his pregnant wife, Shanann. And then he smothered and strangled his daughters and put them in the oil vat and buried them. The evil bastard. You know what I'm saying? It's not just you have to worry about it. It's your children as well. It's about not just protecting yourself. It's protecting your children as well, right? So if you've been in this type of situation, of course, there's domestic violence hotlines. There's friends and family members that you can trust. Don't tell people that you can't trust. Don't tell their mom, right? Don't tell their mom, because their mom will say, oh, what did you do? I didn't raise them that way. You must have made them snap. You must have made them react that way. I didn't raise them that way. They've never done that to me before. I'm their mama. That's crazy, man. So you absolutely, if they've done this before and you survive, they will do it again. It's not your fault. I don't care. Yeah, I don't care how much they apologize. I don't care how much they apologize. I don't care how much they beg for forgiveness and threaten to harm themselves. You have to understand that this is how their minds is going to work. This is who they are. They're going to do it again. They're going to escalate again. And I'll say this right here in closing, y'all. I want to keep this video as a tough topic right here. Y'all see me getting emotional. I'll say this right here. If they tell you that they couldn't control it, I can't control it, I lost control, what makes you think they won't do it again? Some people use that as an excuse, right? Some people use that as an excuse. I couldn't control myself. I don't remember doing that. If you can't control it or you don't remember doing it, how the hell are you going to stop yourself from doing it again? That's not an excuse. That actually makes it worse. People use that as an excuse. I don't know what I was doing. I don't remember doing that. I blacked out. What's stopping you from doing it again? Oh, I don't know. Maybe I was just working myself. Maybe I should start reading the Bible. Maybe I'll just try to get a 1 rep max on the bench press this week. Maybe I'll just take it out in the squat rack. Something ignorant as hell. Just be safe as hell, y'all. Just be safe out here. Y'all see me look directly at the camera. I'm serious, man. Be safe, y'all. I do my Zoom calls, my one-on-ones, my coaching, my courses. Every single thing is available at mentalhealness.net. Y'all hit the subscribe button, and I'm out. Peace. Be safe. Stay alive. Peace.